Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about more crucial topics from Git version control system. Firstly, we are going to learn about what is cloning, what is the cloning of repositories. Then we are going to learn about what is known as pooling. And thirdly, we are going to learn about Git branches. All of these topics are the most important topics from Git. So each and every one of us are going to learn this most sincerely. Let's dive into the video together and explore all of these things in minute details. So firstly, let us check what cloning is. What do we mean by cloning of repositories? Cloning basically deals with copying of some projects. Okay, so we can say as cloning allows us to create a local copy of repository from a remote location, or it is also a fundamental process from where we can get a copy of an entire project that helps us to work locally in the environment too. So in this diagram, we can also easily see like this is a Git server, and within the Git server, there are few projects present. So this is a remote repository, and some projects are also present here. And here we can see like this is a dev 1, this is a dev 2, means this is our Git client that we have said previously. Also, we have learned Git server, Git client, and here we are saying Git client. We are having our developer 1 here. Developer 1 is also having few projects inside him, and developer 2 is also having some projects inside him. Now, if a developer 1 and developer 2 wants to clone the projects that are present in Git server in the remote repository, if they want to extract those things from Git server to them, they what they can do is they can copy this project they can copy it to themselves. Okay, this project they can copy it to them. So what can be the advantage of this cloning? uh, what they can do is when developer one is exactly copying this project to himself, if he is changing anything in his software, that will not reflect in developer 2. Similarly, if developer 2 is developing anything or modifying anything in the project, that will not be reflected in developer 1. So both of their works will be safe. They do not have to compromise their work for each other. So this is the main purpose of cloning. Like the numerous number of developers can or make a copy of the projects from remote server. This is what we can say from cloning of repositories. So now what pushing is. In the previous video, if you'll check, you will get a clear concept about pushing. Though we'll just give a brief and just overview what pushing is. In pushing, what we are doing, we are just pushing the modified file from the local repository to the remote repository. That's the work of pushing. And coming to pooling, let us imagine a scenario like this is our developer 1, this is our developer 2. So what we are doing in cloning, we are just copying the exact data from a remote repository to the local repository. Now let us imagine if in this project we are having file number 1 and file number 2. So this file number 1 and file number 2 will be exactly copied as same from that remote repository to the local repository. Means to developer 1 also he will have file number 1 and file number 2. Developer 2 will also have file number 1 and file number 2. Now, but developer one wants that he will change this file number one, and in file number one, what he will do, he will add something. So for file number one, we can name it as 1.a. So he made some changes in file number one, and he did it as 1.a. So that is a modified version. Now, what developer one need that he will now he has committed things. Now he will just push it back from his local repository to his remote repository. So what he is doing, he is just sending it back to file number he's sending it back file number 1 and renamed it as 1.a, and he is sending it back from its local repository to the remote repository. So now what is happening here, this file number 1 is now changed here as 1.a, right? This file number 1 is changed here as 1.a. Now what do you think about this one number file in developer 2? This will remain same, exactly same as the previous one. It will continue to remain as file number 1 only. It will not contain that modified version in himself. It will not change. Okay, so now if developer 2 also feels that he need to have the modified version in himself also, so what he can do, now he will push the thing, he will pull the thing from remote repository to the local repository. He will pull the file, modified file, from remote repository to the local repository. Then this thing may change as 1.1, 1.a. So what the thing is happening, after committing, he is pushing back. Developer 1 is pushing back. Here what we are getting, here we are getting push, right? So developer 1 is just pushing that thing back, and here what we are getting, developer 2 is pulling that modified thing back to him. So basically in pushing, what is happening, we are sending the modified file from local repository. So this one we can name it as a local repository. So we are pushing it back from a local repository to the remote repository. This is a remote repository that is happening in pushing, and what is happening in pulling, we are getting this back from a remote repository to the local repository. So that's the entire scenario of cloning, pushing, and pulling. I guess it's all clear to everyone. Now we'll just have few practical aspects of this thing. So we'll get in-hand experiments with cloning, pushing, pulling. We will see everything in details. Let's dive into that part now. So before even starting with this hands-on experiments of cloning and pooling of files, I'd like to recommend this to everyone. Like if you are not well familiar with the Git basics or Git bash commands and the pushing of files from local to remote repository, please check the previous video in this playlist. You will have a clear concept. After watching that video, you can start from here, else it might be a little difficult for you to understand this cloning or pooling of files. So now let's dive into first cloning of files. For cloning of files, what we need to do is, we have seen in the picture previously, like there were developer 1 and developer 2. So now let us create two folders here. So that can be named as, we can say dev 1 and this is dev 2. All right. So inside our school folder, what we are having class, and inside that class, in the previous video, we have created student and student two. So after that, what we have done, we have just created two folders, two empty folders, the dev one and dev two, right? So what we now need to do, we have also created a repository previously. This was a repository where we are having student one and student two. Now this is our uh, remote repository from where these two projects we need to clone, where we need to clone that to dev 1 and dev 2. For cloning that to dev 1, what we can do is we need to just open a folder here. We can just go and show more options and then open git bash here. So now what we have done, we have opened our git bash, and where we are in the school and in the dev 1 folder. Now we just need to write here git clone, and now simply we have to copy and paste the URL of our repository. For finding the URL where you need to go, we just need to go to this repository page, then on code, and just copy this URL of your repository. You can see it's basically for cloning. You can check it out. Git will help you with everything, with each and every detail. You just need to check those things and just copy and paste. You can see here it is even showing us that for cloning we need to just copy this one. So we are copying this one, and we are going to our git bash repository. Yeah, what we will be doing is we'll paste that. Okay, we have pasted it and just enter. So you can see automatically it has been cloned. So your files from the remote repository has been cloned to this repository, means to your local repository which is in dev 1. Now let us check that whether it has been cloned or not. See, our repository has been cloned here when we are getting these things here. You have seen, right? In check it once again. Inside dev 1, we have got our entire repository. You can check your repository name too. That was our repository name. We have got our entire repository inside dev 1, and inside that both the files from there has been cloned. Similar thing we will do with dev 2 also. We'll just open our git bash here for dev 2. We will just git clone and paste that URL that we had already been copied earlier and enter. So what is happening in dev 2 also, we have cloned our things. Check it there in dev 2, it has also been cloned here. Now what the developer wants is he will change this student or Java from day one. He just wants to change that. Okay. So what you're gonna do is edit in Notepad, and here developer 1 is going to add this. So what developer 1 did, developer 1 just added one another method here. That's all developer 1 did. So what we're gonna do now is we have changed that file in student.java. Now we will again open the git bash panel here. Can check it out. We will open it here, and what was the step to just add from working area to stage area? That is git add dot. We just added from stage area to the sorry, from the working area to the stage area. Now you have added to the stage area. So now we'll uh, commit it from stage area to the local repository. For that, what we just do is git commit m. We'll just pass the message, that is we can say this one as added m2. Saying added m2, we are just passing the command here, right? So our file is being committed also. Now what we just do is git push. We will simply push because it's already been cloned from that system. We are seeing it's in our main branch. It is already been cloned in from from that system. So you just don't need to give the URL again and to go from master to main. We just not need to do those things, right? Just we are pushing that file there. Now you can check in our repository. We can go it there. We can refresh the page and check it here once. What we will see M2 is being added. You can check this, right? M2 is being added here. You can see in our code it is being added. So now what the thing is, we have changed the file from developer 1. Now what we need to do, we need to check for developer 2 whether the file is intact for developer 2 or not. If it's not intact for developer 2, then what's the purpose of using any distributed system, right? We are using distributed system means we will have our local repositories intact. So let's go there and check this for developer 2 whether file 1 is being changed or not. See, it's that exact same. It have not changed till now. Okay, is that same only. We haven't changed anything in, like we are not noticing any changed thing in this folder. It's exact same. So now developer 2 wants that he also needs that modified data. So what he will do now, he have to pull that thing from uh, remote repository. So again, open your git bash here, just type git pull, sorry, git pull. This have pulled that thing, pulled it from local repository, remote repository to its local repository. Now let us check its, this is from, check it again, this is from developer 2, we are getting inside, this is from developer 2 student.java, right? We are now checking this. See, this has been added, this m24 method has been added. Where it has been added, it has been added to developers too. That's all about cloning and pooling of files or projects from remote repository to local repository and local repository to remote repository, right? Now we'll be learning about what branches, what are the branches in uh, this git bash, or you can say git version control system. What do we mean by branches here, right? Now let us check what we mean by branches. Branches in Git are like some parallel lines of development that enables developers to work on different aspects of a project that can be simultaneously without affecting the main code base. So these branches are basically very lightweight, we can say, and they are the movable pointers to a specific commit. And that also allows us for the isolation of work and also for collaboration within a repository. Okay, so here what we can see is, let us assume that this is our main code. So for branches, we can say that this is our main code. This portion is our main code, and I'm just saying, writing here M for your understanding that this is our main code. And let us assume that this is our developer one, and this is our developer two, right? So main code is attached with a branch. This is our branch. So here we are having some comments. You can say some works done here, some works have been done here, some works are performed here. Okay, so this is our main code, and this is our developer one. Developer one is having some works here, some works here. Like in the branches, it is having some works done here. In developer two is also having some works done here, some works done here. After performing the work of developers 1 and developers 2, what they need to do is they have to merge their work in code, main code, and developer 1 will also merge their work in main code. So what branches are? They are basically the parallel lines. Can check these parallel lines. They are these parallel lines. These are the branches. These are the parallel lines. And these parallel lines at the end are getting merged to the main code. So the developer 2 is doing its own work, developer 1 is doing its own work, and at the end, after their works are being completed, they are just merging that thing in a similar code to get a final out, right? This is the work of branches. So they are light in weight and they help in collaboration within a repository. Within a repository, we can work collaboratively. So we are having various kind of branches present in our system. It can be of like the several types, dev branch or master branch, main branch. Several kinds of branches are there. Now we'll have a quick look what these branches are, how we can check out like in which branch we are, uh, in which branch you need to go, how we can process these things. Now we will go and have a hands-on experiment, right? So now let us check how we can change between branches or we can make branches, right? So where we are currently, we are in our class folder, the class folder we have previously created, we are there. So where what we can do, we can just open our git bash here. We have opened our git bash here. So what we can write here is to check how many, I would say, branches are present in our system right now. So for that we can write is git branch. This will give us a list of branches present. So just check it out. My system is having dev branch and main branch. We can create several branches here. Create any branch, what we can write is git branch Suppose I'm having a branch named Java code. Okay, so Git branch Java code has been created in my system. Now check this. How many branches are there at present in my system? See, there are three branches, and main is in green and is having a star in front of it. Means currently we are in the main branch. So now, if I think that I will go from main branch to my dev branch or Java code branch. Suppose, for example, I will go to Java code branch. I have created it right now, so I will go there. So, what we can do to go there to Java code branch? Currently, I am in my main branch. So, what I will write is git checkout, means I will be checking out from main branch and will be going to Java code branch. Checkout, I checked out from main and now going to Java code. So see, switched to Java code. Now again check the status of your branch. Git branch. See, Java code is in green color and a star in front of it, right? So right now we are in Java code branch. So these are the ways how we can switch between branches, how we can change from one branch to another branch. And now the another important thing we can see is what is the function of log command. Using log command, what we can see is this will show us what are the things we committed recently. So here you can see, like, we have headed to Java code. You will check like who is the author date, what the author did. So this is our first commit. What are the exact things we have done previously in this bash system? What are the committed we have done? What are the changes we have did? Like those things we can check here in this. You can see, like, using git log we can see those things. Like if you are changing this from C, like begin from day Java code, we'll check out and go to main. From main will go from git check out, will go to dev. We have done those things, right? So now if we will check log, you can see the commits, like what we have done. We have went to dev. What are my recent commits? You can see who is the author, in which date he or she did it. Those things you can check in git log. So git log is basically, it will give you a synopsis of your previous works. This is a thing of git log. So that's all from the playlist of Git and GitHub. Now let me know in the comment section which series I should start next, which you want to listen from me, and your suggestions are the most valuable things. So that's all for today. See you in the next video. Till then, have a look in the entire playlist of Git and GitHub. Let me know in the comment section which one you want next. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.